Historic hearing today. The Supreme Court heard arguments in a North Carolina case that could ultimately determine who is on your ballot election day. It all comes down to the boundary lines for each congressional district and if they should be allowed to benefit one certain party. Now, this is the map that shows you the lines for each district. Lawmakers drew this back in 2016. Now, one of the districts in question is the one in Charlotte. This puts voters from the strongest Democratic precincts all in one district, and it gives Democrats a pretty easy win there, but also allows Republicans to have a better chance to win these four surrounding districts. But Republicans have admitted the lines were drawn to help their party win 10 of the 13 seats there. Now, over the years, both parties have used this strategy in different states. Today, the Supreme Court heard arguments about whether or not this is constitutional. Our Channel 9 Washington Bureau reporter Drew Wilder was inside the high court as each side made their case.
Yeah, so there are a couple of main points the Supreme Court will consider as it relates to this case. First, is there hard evidence of criminal wrongdoing as it relates to Republicans in North Carolina intentionally drawing these districts with the purpose of influencing the results? The second is a much broader question of, is gerrymandering something that can even be prevented? And assuming that it can be prevented, should it be up to the court to do that, or should it be left up to the states? Liberal-leaning justices today hit the state's lawyers hard. These justices say, look, the voting base in North Carolina is actually about 50-50. So how can it be that Republicans hold 10 of the state's 13 congressional seats? The state's lawyers say there's nothing legally wrong with this, and an even split usually results in a gridlocked Washington anyway. The state also said the law allows the legislature to draw the maps based on a certain set of guidelines, and all of those guidelines were followed. Now, the conservative-leaning justices attacked the opposition to the state, defending North Carolina's process to draw congressional maps. There's also an argument here that all of this is just part of the political process, and it's going to swing both ways over time. Attorneys fighting the state say that if North Carolina's voting base is statistically about a 50-50 split, then the representation in Washington should reflect that. However, there is nothing in the U.S. Constitution that says that is mandated. Scott, back to you.
All right, Drew Wilder reporting from Washington. Thank you, Drew. Now, the High Court will rule on the case later this year. It could set a precedent. It has never struck down an election map for these reasons.